Welcome everybody, this is Jason and the name of this week's workshop is Skin to Win Part 3. This is the third of a now 4-part series about skinning. This one specifically is about skinning without pixelation. So let's get started. Why do skins get pixelated? Sometimes Body Shop will pixelate or otherwise mangle or distort the textures on darker skin tones. Not sure why this is. For example, you try to make a dark green skin tone and the face gets all crunchy. This is because Body Shop will try to compress the TXTRs specifically to optimize performance. By compressing the textures, it makes them crunchy, it makes them pixelated. And we want to avoid that. We want to have the smoothest skins possible. So that's the purpose of this technique. How do you remove pixelation? The solution is to manually replace your TXTR in SimPE. This way, the textures correctly render in the DXT3 or DXT5 format. To get started, we open Body Shop, we select Start New Project. Then we select Create Genetics. Then we select a skin tone that we want to clone from, and we export the selected textures. We give that a unique project name and we export. Then we give it a unique tooltip name and we import. Now we're done with the Body Shop part. We can close Body Shop. In SimPE, we select the TXMT in the resource tree. Then over in the resource list, we first click on the header to sort by name A to Z. Then we select the first texture, the first material, which should be AF body cut. If you look in the plugin, there's a property called standard material based texture name. What we want to do is copy the last 4 characters of that. We notate those on a notepad. Then we do the same for AF body normal, AF body soft, AM body cut, AM body normal, AM body soft, and CFM body normal. We just notate the last 4 characters of each of those like so on the notepad. Then we select the TXTR in the resource tree and once again in the resource list. We start with the first TXTR. In the plugin, we right click on the texture image and then we select Build DXT from the dropdown. We get the DXT Builder pop-up. We click the open image, we load up the texture that we're going to replace the one in SimPE with. Then we select in the format dropdown DXT3 and we build. That's going to change it, and you can see that the pixelation is greatly reduced. Then we commit. For the larger textures, we refer to our notes to determine what goes where because sometimes it's confusing. The adult male fat looks a lot like child. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the AF normal and fat states. So that's why we want to notate this before we start making changes. So we replace the larger textures as well. We replace every texture in the skin and we commit our changes. Then as a last step, we select the IMG in the resource tree and once again in the resource list. We right click on that. We select replace in the dropdown. We load up our thumbnail. We replace that. We save everything and now we're ready to test in game. So now we're going to go ahead and put it into practice. First, we select with Body Shop open, we create parts, start a new project, create genetics, click on skins. And because I'm going to replace the textures, it doesn't super matter, but I would prefer one of my own skins. My reasoning for this, and it's a controversial take, is that I don't love the elder state. See, if you have just a regular skin tone, if you switch to elder, it's going to do this saggy deformed thing. And I am not a fan of that. So with my skin tones, these designer jeans skins, these are linked to the adult female in all 3, in young adult, in adult, and in elder. So it doesn't deform. It doesn't do the boob shift when you select to elder. So I'm just going to go with one of these. And I'm going to name this test skin 3. No pixelation. We give ourselves a tooltip. And we import back into the game. And we're going to do one more. I'm going to do like a different body shape this time. So let's do Volgal. Volgal and HBB. So we export this and we'll call it if I could spell. It doesn't matter. It's just a test skin. And if you have typos like in the name here, that's something that you can go back and fix in post. It doesn't have to be perfect coming out of Body Shop. Sorry, that's test skin 4. So we've created 2 new skin projects and we just exported those to Body Shop. So now we can go ahead and quit Body Shop. So we open SimPE, then we go open, go to our Save Sims folder, and let's start with test skin 3. And one thing that I like to do, because it's hard for me to tell the difference sometimes between the child texture and the adult fat texture, for the first 7, for the first 7 skin states, I like to copy down the last 4 digits and just make a little guide to what it is. So this is the AF fit state, and I just paste the last 4 digits. And then this is AF normal. Just grab those last 4 digits, and then I go I just like to square those up. And then this last one here is the AF fat state. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between AF normal and AF fat too. So this is helpful. This will get you set up. Then go to AM fit. Yeah, we make one for AM normal. Just grab those last 4 characters. And AM fat. And then we've got one more. Let's call that one child. And we're looking for CFM body normal. So we grab the last 4 characters for child. We paste it there. We're good to go. Now we select the TXTR in the resource tree. And we start up on the top one. So this one's easy. This one we already know that is scalp. So we go build DXT. And I go to my project folder. Skin 2 in 3. And we're going to start out with YSim 36. So we can see this one is the hair. Just go like that. Make sure that let me show you that again. So we go build DXT. DXT builder is open. We click on the open link. We grab the hair. We make sure that our format is DXT3 so it doesn't distort. Doesn't super matter on the hair. We could probably get away with DXT1 here, but I like to be consistent. So we commit. Then this one obviously is elder face. You can see the wrinkles. So we go build DXT and we look for elder face. Make sure that the format is DXT3 and we build. Commit. Then this one, it ends in 4E15. Pretty sure it's AF fat 4E15. So we build. We're looking for AF fat. And I'm going to have some blurring to do in the YouTube video. Then this is 8B4B. Pretty sure that's child. You can see how crunchy this is. You can see how Body Shop mangled it. We look for child. Then we select. So we're looking for 0F81. That's AF fit. Commit that. Then A679 is AM fat. Make sure that's DXT3 we build. This is pretty sure it's AM fit. E024, yep, AM fit, we build. Make sure that's DXT3. And we commit. 7358. I think that's AF fat. No, that's AF normal. So we find AF normal. We build. And we commit. This one is obviously toddler. See, it was pretty crunchy. Now it's a little less. C3B5 is AM normal. That one is obviously baby. And this last one is regular face. So you can see this is where the pixelation really comes into play. It is super crunchy along the forehead. So we go build DXT, we open, and adult face, DXT3, build, and see, again, it's not perfect. That's just the nature of dark textures. It's the way that the action was applied, but it's a lot smoother than it was. And next week, I will show you a technique for getting that even better. But for now, we're going to save that. One last thing on this skin, we go to this, this resource here, the IMG. We select that in the resource tree. Then in the resource list, we select it. We right click, select replace from the dropdown, and we grab the swatch. Okay, we can save this one. Once again, to our Save Sims folder, we select Test Skin 4. And we have to do the same thing with the TXMT first. So AF body cut. This is AF fit. We just notate the last 4 characters. And that's pretty much it. So we've replaced the textures on the two skin tones. Now, let's give it a quick test. So I think I'm going to point out, you can see it's a little bit crunchy, but not super crunchy. It's I replaced the texture, so it's a little bit less pixelated. So you can see it is a little bit pixelated up here on the forehead. We might need to go back and do some blending on that, just blend out that pixelation, but doesn't look too horrible. So we got our test sims built. The next thing we do is check the pixelation on the body. The way that we do that there we go. And as you can see, so it's a little bit, you can see it's a little bit crunchy here on his behind and here and around the shoulder blades it's a little bit crunchy. So you could stand to do a little bit more blending, but overall it doesn't look too bad. They're still a little bit crunchy. They could use work, but they're a lot better than if you just let Body Shop do his thing. They're not as pixelated. So that is how to replace textures to reduce pixelation. And that's it for this one.